Accounting for not-for-profit organization. This is the first chapter of our accountancy, and let me tell you, if you're going to continue with this, I think you should really be clear with your basics of class 11th, otherwise you're going to have a lot of issues, okay? So beginning with it, not-for-profit organization gets too long to say, okay? So we are going to refer it as NPO. Yes, this is the short form created by us. So here, what are these organizations? Why are they set up? Okay, these organizations are set up to provide some cultural, educational, religious, health services to people. Okay, and they tell that the purpose is not earning money. But okay, tell me, when we go to school, don't the school charge us fees? When we go to a doctor, does not he charge us fees? When we go to a temple, why is there a money collection box if they're doing it all for charity, man? They tell they're doing it to cover the expenses that are incurred. But I'm sure we all know the truth. But it's okay, sticking to the guidelines given by NCERT. We'll consider that they all do it for charity purpose, and all the institutions that we are going to talk about are non-profit organizations. Okay, here we are going to talk about clubs basically in this chapter. You got so excited and you thought we are going to talk about clubs like this. No, sweetheart, no. Get back to reality. We're going to talk about clubs like this. Yes, like sports club, like health club, or some clubs that are made for some good purposes. Yes, we're not going to talk about party club, right? Okay, beginning with it. So last year, when we used to talk about the financial statements of sole proprietor, we told that we make trading account, we make profit and loss account, and we create balance sheet. Okay, so here for a non-for-profit organization, we create something else. First we create receipt and payment account, then we create income and expenditure account, and then we create balance sheet. Okay, we'll get to know about all of these simultaneously. So first, what is receipt and payment account? Now look, we studied what is a cash book. What is a cash book? Whenever cash comes, we write it in the debit side, and whenever cash goes, we write it in the credit side. Right? So whatever cash we receive, we write it here. Whatever cash we've given, we write it here. Receipt and payment account is, trust me, just like that, to just change the name, and there are a few minor differences. So it's just like a cash account. Now, what was the nature of cash account? Yes, it was a real account under the traditional classification, and cash account was an asset account under the modern classification. So same here goes with the receipt and payment account. Okay. And here we write items that are both capital and revenue in nature. That means even if we purchase a medicine, we are going to write here. And even if we have paid up electricity or stationery bill, we are going to mention it here. So we are going to mention all the items, no matter the capital or revenue. And we're also going to mention items of all the periods. All the periods means, okay, if we've received, if we've paid electricity bill of this year, then also we are going to write. If we've paid it of last year, then also we are going to write. And if we've paid it of the next year, then also we are going to write. Okay. And now what is the purpose? The purpose is to determine how much amount we received or how much amount we've paid in all the particular heads. Like how much amount of electricity bill did we pay this month, this accounting year, how much amount of interest on the loans we received this year. Okay, so all that. Now here, what is the format? This is the format. This, it's just like cash, except for that it does not have ledger folio and all that. So here we write all the receipts, and here we write all the payments. Okay, so what can be the receipts? Okay, let's talk about what can be the receipts of non-profit organization. So because it's like a cash book, so first here we write the cash balance that's carried forward, cash balance and bank balance. Look, cash balance is always going to be receipt, but bank balance can be payment also, because we can even have an overdraft from bank. So in case we have an overdraft, we are going to write it in the payments side, and definitely if we have a normal bank balance, we are going to write it in the receipt side. And then the revenue receipts. What are revenue receipts? Okay, revenue receipts are like these receipts that we incur during the year, like subscription. Subscription is the membership fees paid by all the members during an accounting period, so that they remain the members of our club. Okay, suppose we have a sports club, so whoever are the sports persons who are the members of our club, the amount that they have paid this year in order to remain the member this year. Okay, now what general donations, anybody, they thought, okay, we are doing a good job and they've donated a certain amount of money and we can do anything from that money, so that's general donations. Okay, sale of newspapers, periodicals, old sports material, and locker rent, sale of scraps, proceed from shoes. I think these are very simple terms and you can understand all of this. And miscellaneous receipts, any other receipts. Now, entrance fees. Entrance fees is when, like, okay, school also, when we are joining school, school asks us for a particular amount of fees just to become a student of that school, and then every year we have to pay the school fees. So, like that also, for becoming the member of a club, first we have to pay the entrance fees of that club, and then we'll pay subscriptions every year, okay? Now, capital receipts. Okay, capital receipts, it's like legacy. Legacy, it's like, okay, somebody has been a member of our club for too long, or even if they've not been a member of our club and they're about to die. Now they're 70, 80 years old and they remain very ill. So whatever jaidad they have to distribute it. Okay, so now they gave a property to us on our name. So we received it as legacy. Okay, legacy is what we received in the will of a deceased person, means somebody who's about to die. Okay. Next, life membership fees. Life membership fees, it's when somebody pays us at once to away the membership fees of a member for the entire lifetime. Like somebody has paid us a huge amount, okay, all at once, and they tell, okay, after this, we're going to remain your member forever, okay. So that is life membership fees. Specific donation, it's when, like, suppose somebody has paid us somebody has given us 5,000. They told, no, you cannot use it for whatever purpose you want to, but you can use this only to create a building. So that's the specific donation, because we have received that donation for a specific purpose. We cannot use it for whatsoever we want to do. Okay. Now, sale of investment. We had an investment of 1 lakh, and now if we sold that investment, whatever amount we received, that is sale of investment. And if we had a fixed asset, we sold it, whatever amount we received. Now, what is endowment fund? Endowment fund is like, somebody has given us a building and we've put it on rent, okay, and they've told us that whatever rent you receive each year, like every time, you can only use that rent to sponsor a tournament. So that is endowment fund. Like, it's not the that building we can use, it's the rent received from that building we can use. Suppose somebody can even give us an investment and tell the rent that you receive from this investment every time, you can use it to sponsor a child's scholarship. Okay, so you understanding, right? The interest received or the rent received from it we can use. We cannot use that itself until a particular amount of time. We cannot use that asset, but the rent received or the interest received from that asset. Now let us look what can be the payments in a non-profit organization. Look, the payments can be revenue payments like wages and salaries we pay to workers, rent, interest, tax, insurance payment, then printing and stationery expenses, postage, advertising, sundry, telephone, audit fees. I think these are very clear from class 11th basics. Now, honorarium, it's suppose some big celebrity comes to our club. Suppose Sachin Tendulkar has come to honor us in our club. Now, we're just not going to let him go like that, but also will not demand us money for coming to our club, okay? So, to honor him that he came to our club, we'll give him a check of say 1 lakh, okay? So that is honorarium, when we give somebody some amount of money to honor their services, but it's not like, okay, it's not like he's asking for it, but we're giving it ourselves to honor him. Okay. Conveyance, it's like suppose we are going to get sports material from Agra to Delhi, so whatever amount I've paid to the bus charge or the train charge or the airplane charge, that's the conveyance. Newspapers, I purchased newspapers, so the amount that I've paid for it, it's also going to be my payment. Now capital payments, it's like I purchased a fixed asset, so whatever I'm going to purchase, going to pay for purchasing it, I've purchased an investment, so whatever I'm going to pay for that. And at last we write here the closing balance. So after this was the opening balance, and now we got all this amount of money this entire year, and we paid this much amount of money in these many things this entire year. Now whatever we have left at last, that is our closing balance. We can even have bank overdraft, and if we have bank overdraft, we are going to write it on the debit side. Good. Okay, I hope this is clear. I mean, if it's not, then go practice few formats of receipt and payment account. Otherwise, you'll not understand what's going forward. Look, it's really simple. It's just like a cash book, except for the fact. Okay, yeah. Now let us look at the difference between a cash book and a receipt and payment account. See, in cash book, whenever we used to receive something, we got, suppose in a cash book, if we received money from around 500, we would write it here. The next month if we receive 500, we'll write it here. Next month if we receive 500, we'll write it here. Okay, but receipt and payment account, you saw, we don't write every transaction. It's like this accounting year, how much ever we received. If this year we got a total of 1500, so we'll write RAM account 1500. Okay, we'll not write every time we receive money, but all at once the amount that we receive total, we'll write it here. So it's prepared on daily basis, and it's prepared just at the end. Okay, and this includes all the cash transactions, literally all, but this includes the summary of cash book. Okay, like here we wrote 3 transactions of 500, and here we wrote just 1 transactions of 1500. Okay, I really hope this is clear. Now just let us look at a receipt and payment account of a Bengal cricket club. Okay, so here in the receipt side, we have the first balance that's carried down. Okay, here they don't have any balance, that's brought down. Then they receive subscriptions, donations, and entrance fees, and they paid all these expenses, and at last this is the balance that they have as left. Okay, so this is it for receipts and payments account.